Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have another shoutcast from a trainer, and I believe this trainer actually submitted shoutcasts to me in the past, so I certainly do appreciate that. But we're taking a look at Snorlax, Metagross, and Garchomp, so a pretty standard meta team, but I don't think I've actually ever focused on Garchomp, so I do want to look at it here. Now, Garchomp is definitely a good Pokemon, right? It really is a good Pokemon. It just obviously gets walled by certain things, namely Togekiss. Now, I have mentioned in previous videos that you could run Fire Blast on Garchomp. Not that it's a great move, and you'd be able to hit Togekiss for a lot of damage. But I'm assuming this trainer isn't doing that. I'm not suggesting that they are. But that would be something that you would be able to actually hit Togekiss with. But I'd probably still stick with Sand Tomb and Outrage or Earthquake and Outrage, depending on which way you want to go. But that is an option to totally surprise Togekiss. So we see a Snorlax right now, obviously not bringing in the Garchomp. And this Togekiss is going to go ahead and go for a charge attack, so Snorlax will shield it up. Going to only be an Ancient Power. Togekiss swaps into that Rhyperior, and in comes that shiny Garchomp. So we see Sand Tomb and Outrage. So this Garchomp going to be hit with a Surf. Okay, going to be neutral damage. This is actually a Best Buddy as well. I don't know if he has it equipped as his Best Buddy currently or not, so I don't know if it gets that additional boost, but it does have that Best Buddy badge, and I would love to try out a Garchomp myself. I don't have a good one, so I'm not going to be trying one out personally, but Sand Tomb's going off, and because of that, that increases the power of Mud Shot. So Mud Shot's are actually doing more damage now, and that's generally a weak move, right? So Garchomp getting really low, but going to be able to farm down that Rhyperior and have enough for a Sand Tomb. So going to go for the Sand Tomb. Yes, Togekiss is going to like double or triple resist it, whatever it happens to be, double resist it, right? But still lowering the defense, which is huge considering that's the last Pokemon. Which is obviously why people run Sand Tomb. You wouldn't run it if it didn't lower the defense. You would probably go with Earthquake instead, but I do see Earthquake and Outrage or Sand Tomb and Outrage. Those are generally the movesets I see in Garchomp, and you probably see as well. But either way, the trainer is able to win that one, so it was a really well-played game. Looks like they like keeping their Garchomp in the back as well, which is a good thing because now he's going up against the Togekiss, so that Togekiss will bail into Gyarados. So you don't want to bring in Garchomp against a Gyarados either. It does have a few walls in the Premier Cup, but it also walls a few Pokemon, does really well, just because it gets to those charge moves really, really fast, right? So Snorlax is going to go ahead and go for that Body Slam right now against the Gyarados. Hoping to win this lead. Let's see if he's able to do it. This is a Waterfall Gyarados, so you do have to watch out for that. Doing more damage or well, getting to the charge moves faster. So Snorlax does go for the Body Slam. Probably can lick down if you shield this. Let's see. Yeah, Lick should definitely be able to knock out the Gyarados before Gyarados can knock out Snorlax, but will Gyarados get to another crunch? Oh, no, it will not. So Snorlax has a Body Slam ready to throw, so going to go ahead and throw it immediately. I didn't see what came in, but yeah, this Snorlax, actually going to be blocked by Togekiss. Looks like Togekiss lagged a little bit, but that's okay. So obviously the Metagross is going to come in. Fantastic situation. Yeah, waiting for the switch timer and then bringing in Metagross. So in comes Garchomp, switching into Garchomp. So we have a Garchomp mirror match. So we'll have to see what happens. I mean, it could depend on shields, if they're going to bait or not. So going for the Outrage, shielding the Outrage. So nice shield coming out from the shiny Garchomp. So now going for the bait, going for the Sand Tomb, hoping that the opposing Garchomp will shield this. No, the opposing Garchomp not going to shield. So because of that, that Garchomp is going to be able to get off this Outrage, which should knock out Garchomp, yeah. So a nice call on the opponent's end, but in comes Metagross. Metagross going to go for Medium Mash, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as I mentioned, Sand Tomb, it's a good move, but it's also a weak one, right? So anyway, switching into Togekiss, very interesting coming out from the opponent. So this Metagross is charging up, going to be able to go for the Medium Mash. That switch was definitely a mistake on the opponent's end. The opponent probably could have had this, knocking out the Togekiss. In comes Garchomp. Garchomp is going to be able to get to Sand Tomb, but it's not going to knock out Metagross. If the opponent didn't switch, they could have gotten to a Sand Tomb, lowered the defense, and then brought in Togekiss, and the defense would have been lowered, and those charms would have added more damage to it. So the opponent may have been able to win that one, but that's okay. That's totally fine. So able to win that, though. That was a really well-played game. I thought he was going to lose, honestly, but that was actually a good game. So it looks like he's 2-0 currently in this set, so that's awesome. So Let's see, is it going to be... I'm assuming he keeps Metagross as the lead the whole time? Yeah, looks like Metagross is leading versus Metagross. Okay, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Metagross being a really common lead, of course. So, do you go for the Meteor Mash bait? Do you go for the Earthquake? Let's see what the opposing Metagross is going to do. The shield comes up, going to be the Earthquake, so nice shield on the Metagross. So this Metagross is going to go for the Earthquake as well, not going for the bait. Will we see a shield coming out from the opponent? We will. So no baits, but let's see. Time for round 2. Do you go straight Earthquake? Do you go for Meteor Mash? Looks like the opposing Metagross is going to go for, we're about to find out, going to be that Earthquake. Oh, does not shield the Earthquake, so Metagross goes down, unfortunately, with all that energy, but in comes Garchomp. Garchomp is going to go ahead and throw the Sand Tomb. Unfortunately, it is not enough to knock out Metagross. It's going to be close, though. Will Metagross get to Meteor Mash? It will, so going to be able to get to this Meteor Mash. Garchomp is going to shield it up because it does a lot of damage, and then farm down the Metagross. So the opponent does have a shield advantage. In comes Dragonite. That is not good unless if this Outrage can go through. Let's see. The opponent still has a shield. The Outrage goes through. That's huge. Knocking out Dragonite. In comes Snorlax. So Snorlax going to be hit by, it looks like an Outrage. This is going to do a lot of damage if it goes unshielded. The opponent may not shield. The opponent is not going to shield, doing a lot of damage. Garchomp is definitely an insane Pokemon. Yeah, I feel like you really, even though Fire Blast would catch Togekiss off guard, you really don't have any room for it, right? You definitely want a ground attack and that Outrage. So Snorlax is going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam. Yeah, this is definitely a good game because this Snorlax has a lot more health. Unless if the opposing Snorlax somehow can get back-to-back superpowers, but even if they do, I don't think that would knock out Snorlax anyway. So Snorlax is just going to go ahead and go for body slams for days. So, you know, we've been in this matchup plenty of times. I certainly have been, and you have been as well, if you've been playing the Premier Cup at least. So trying to switch, but again, it doesn't really matter. This Snorlax is not going to be able to win. So Snorlax actually does go for the superpower, but switching into Garchomp, it was actually a close game, to be honest with you. So going for the body slam, that's not enough to knock out Garchomp, and the opponent is going to leave that one. So really well played on both players' sides, but able to win. And let's see what the next game is. Finding the next game, okay, again with that Metagross lead. So it looks like he found the opponent, so we'll have to see how this game plays out. It's going to be Metagross versus Togekiss, so beautiful matchup for the Metagross. We'll have to see how it plays out. Togekiss going to bail into Machamp. Okay, in comes Garchomp. Okay, well, I'll definitely have to see how this plays out. Definitely probably going to be a cross chop. Yep, going to be a cross chop. I mean, fighting is neutral to Garchomp, so the damage is nothing to laugh at. Going straight Outrage, will we see a shield coming from Machamp? It's a possibility. Yep, going to shield. Machamp wants to win this lead and win back switch advantage if it's possible. Will Garchomp shield? Yep, it's going to shield this cross chop. And that wouldn't have knocked out Garchomp, but the Countess probably would have. So this Garchomp is going for an Outrage. We'll probably see the double shield. If I was a Machamp, I would shield because I would want to win this matchup. Yep, Machamp is going to shield, and it does get off a cross chop. Garchomp, if it doesn't shield, will it get knocked out with counter? It doesn't shield, so going to feint. Oh, one more counter is able to feint it. So the opponent does win back switch advantage. However, he is down a shield. So in comes Metagross. So this Metagross is going to be hit with another cross chop. You can see how spammy Machamp is. It's a really good Pokemon. It honestly is. With that cross chop and cross chop and Rock Slide, definitely a really good Pokemon. So switching in to catch a charge attack, trying to catch the cross chop. I mean, you know, that's not really a great catch, but that's okay. In comes Metagross. Oh, this is actually huge. Got to get to that Earthquake. Oh, he's not going to be able to. No, he's not going to be able to. The Meteor Mash is going to hit the Snorlax, which should be enough to knock it out. Yes, Snorlax is a tank. It's not enough. Oh, he goes for the Body Slam, though. He doesn't go for the Earthquake. The opponent must be, like, worrying that it's an Earthquake, but it's only a Body Slam. Couldn't get to the Earthquake, so he bailed on the Body Slam. That makes sense. But in comes Metagross, going for the Earthquake. This will be enough to knock out the opposing Metagross for sure. No doubt about it. So it does knock out Metagross. In comes Togekiss. Okay, Togekiss, we know this matchup. Meteor Mash gonna come out. Does not want to be hit with a flamethrower at all. That will be enough to knock out Togekiss. And in comes Machamp, and Machamp goes down. So able to win that one. Really well played. Yeah. What can I say? Really well played. That switch to catch the cross chop into Snorlax actually wasn't a bad play because Snorlax was able to take that cross chop even though it's weak to fighting, right? So really well played all around. I'm really enjoying these games. I really am. So Metagross versus Magnezone. Okay, so generally Magnezone wins this. So Metagross is going to bail into Snorlax. Magnezone switches into Gyarados. Dragon Breath Gyarados. Okay. So the Snorlax is going for looks like back-to-back body slams. Not quite at the second body slam. So going for number 1. It will do some good damage. Oh, the opposing Gyarados gets off a charge attack. Definitely going to be Crunch. So Crunch coming out, hitting the Snorlax. Let's see who is able to win this. Snorlax is going to go ahead and go for Body Slam. Okay. So at this point, if the Crunch comes through, if you have the Snorlax, you probably shield it. Another Body Slam coming out. Gyarados may consider shielding this. We'll have to see. If it does, wanting to try and win switch advantage. If you're the Snorlax, I assume you shield it. Yep, gonna shield it because you want to win switch advantage, and you should be able to lick down at this point. It's gonna be close. I think you could do it. Oh yeah, barely able to do it. Has a body slam for whatever comes in, and I'm gonna go ahead and use it immediately. I missed what came in, but that's totally fine. It is an opposing Snorlax, but this Snorlax already did its job, so that's totally cool. Actually getting to another one because Lick is double resisted. That's actually funny. But going for another body slam. So adding up damage against Snorlax, that's always nice. This Snorlax going to go ahead and farm down, but again, it took a while. So, okay, this could possibly be an Earthquake, could possibly be a superpower. Going to shield, it is an Earthquake, so nice shield coming out from that Metagross. This Metagross is going to be able to get to a Meteor Mash, which it's going to put Snorlax really low. I think it's barely not going to knock it out. Oh, maybe it would have knocked it out at that range, but Snorlax is shielding, wanting to get to another Earthquake. Is this an Earthquake? It probably is. I can't imagine it not being. Yep, going to be an Earthquake to knock out the Metagross, so Metagross goes down. In comes Garchomp, out comes Magnezone. Terrible situation for Magnezone. Garchomp absolutely walls Magnezone, so going to be able to take the Mirror Shots, going to be able to take Wild Charge. Garchomp is probably just going to farm up energy. Not farm all the way down, but probably farm up energy. So taking these Mirror Shots like a champ. And yeah, has back-to-back Sand Tombs. This is going to do a lot of damage to a Magnezone. Actually, that's just enough to knock it out. And then going for Outrage. Yeah, you definitely don't want your Magnezone locked in against the Garchomp. No way, no way. So the opponent backs out, and that's going to be a good game. So thanks again for submitting these battles. I really do appreciate it. So he went, what was it? That was a 5-0. Yeah, he won all the games. Yeah, and that's going to be it for this one, guys. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.